Shweta Shukla. She has joined us from Mastercard, a Director People and Capability. Yeah. So Shweta, I hope you have your presentation ready, or is it that you'll be just...
I do have my presentation ready, and I hope I have the rights to share the
Yes,
presentation.
I'll just stop sharing the screen and you can share.
Sure.
Okay, so the stage is all yours.
Okay, before I start, let me share a short story. So in 2019, during peak of recession, after a lot of deliberation, Miss X had to take a break from her work requiring caregiving attention at home. It was a tough decision to arrive, with a lot of questions like what if, how, when, whether, etc. However, eventually, she had to take that difficult decision. In the next 3-4 months, the personal situation at her home front improved, and Miss X decided to start exploring opportunities with a lot of self-doubts, anxieties, low self-esteem, along with economy under recession, and coming with a career break. And when she was exploring opportunities, she faced challenges right from the time of application for a job to shortlisting, to facing some strange questions during the interviews, not receiving any response to applications, or even after appearing for the interviews, no feedback or input. After these mixed experiences, eventually an inspiring senior women leader of an esteemed organization hired Miss X for her attitude, values, competence, energy, resilience, without any biases and stereotypes. This Miss X character in the story is your speaker for right now. That is me, Shweta Shukla, representing my organization, Mastercard. Now, whether it is 2009 or today, women face a great challenge to get employed after a career break. And I'm sure we all are well versed. Situation is improving because organizations' primary agenda in the current times is diversity and inclusion, wherein inducting women on career break back to the mainstream has become their primary objective. And that's what, even Mastercard is focusing on. So before I get into the various opportunities that we have through for the women returnees, let's talk about how inclusion and diversity at Mastercard is. So when we talk about Mastercard, diversity is all about embracing colleagues who look, act, and importantly, think differently, makes us stronger as teams, as a company, and as members of society. Being inclusive of people of different races and religions, preferences, nationalities, ethnicity, perspectives, and experiences is how we guard ourselves against blind spots and see the longer path to opportunities way ahead. We take our diversity and inclusion effort a step further because we believe that we can cultivate a culture of belonging by creating connections that inspire acceptance of ourselves and of each other. At Mastercard, diversity allows us to be better and do better. So when we talk about diversity and inclusion, it is part, or it is the foundation of our culture, which is derived through the Mastercard way. Now, when I talk about our culture, so as an organization, our motive is to strive to be a place where the best people choose to be. We invite employees to bring their hearts, minds, souls, their entire self to work every day and push the boundaries and look up to dreams to achieve newer possibilities. And when we talk about the Mastercard way, this is basically the drivers and the behaviors that form our culture. So if you look at this particular slide, our behaviors primarily are own it, thoughtful risk taking, simplification, and sense of urgency. And the main objective is relentless focus on our customers. And the drivers to these behaviors are being inclusive, which is creating a place where we all belong. Force for good, whereas do well and do good for us and others. And unlocking potential, which is help others to be great and raise the bar. And the foundation of this entire thing, entire Mastercard way is underpinning all this is our decency quotient. So if you actually Google about Mastercard, you will read and hear a lot about decency quotient. So that's very, very essential. That's kind of soul of our organization. Let's talk about the women returnee programs. Keeping diversity and inclusion as our main agenda within the organization, primarily we have two sets of program. One is Relaunch Your Career, and the other one is India Women Returnship Program. Relaunch Your Career is our global returnship initiative where returners work on strategic and commercial projects during their placement. The focus or the features of this program are we look at people who have a career break of 2+ years. We hire for an existing role with the aim of converting the candidates into full-timers if they are found suitable at the end of 16 weeks. We prefer having a prior experience at mid-career level within technology, financial, and professional services industry. Now, this particular program is basically focused towards middle management, whom we grew and we infuse with capabilities and potential to actually move to the next level, which is the senior level. So this is focused towards more of mid-management level. The program outline is, it is on welcome, integrate, and navigate. So under the welcome track, we basically do the onboarding, joining, and orientation. Now, when we hire these individuals, we do understand that they're coming after a long break and they would have curiosities. They may not be well versed with a lot of systems and platforms because we do the onboarding virtually before they join the organization, whether they're joining the organization in person or virtually. So they are not well versed with the tools and platforms. So we ensure that we guide them. So there is a dedicated individual who is assigned to these people, and we call them as buddies. So as soon as the offer is being rolled out, we basically ensure that one is we do the touch points. And the second thing is we actually ensure that whatever formalities are needed, those are being completed. During the joining, again, whatever paperwork is required or whatever they need to share, that's been supported. And orientation is, few of the mandates that need to be that they need to be well versed about. So that's basically their welcoming. That is during the orientation, they also get to know about their manager more, and more formal meetings are being held with their manager. Integration happens by giving them an organizational and a business overview. So we are a very diverse organization. So we are not limited to only technology. Yes, we are a payments organization, but we do have sales and marketing, consulting. So keeping those elements in mind and ensuring that they understand end-to-end about the organization, whether it's regional or global, we do a very intense organizational and business overview. And then there is a learning and development. There are a lot of elements which are plugged into learning and development. Naturally, people are coming after 2+ years of career break. So we ensure that they are skilled for whichever business they are being hired. So if it's technology, then we ensure that the latest or the upcoming technologies, they are being trained, they are being evaluated, guided, and supported. At the same time, if they are coming for finance or consulting, we ensure that they are giving the relevant skills, not only technical, functional, and even the softer elements. Because what happens is after a break, it takes a lot of time to gather yourself and present to the larger team. So also going ahead and spending time on those softer aspects, ensuring that there is somebody who is listening to them. So we ensure that there is an HR business partner who is meeting them on a one-to-one basis and as a group as well, on a continuous basis. So there's a frequency associated with it, and we basically get insights of how they are doing. When we talk about Navigate, within the organization, we have a program called as Relaunch, which is wherein we give individual and group coaching by an external coach. And we have realized that this external coaching has benefited a lot because they have been able to overcome their limitations, self-limiting beliefs, or disempowering thoughts that they have had, not only as a group but as individuals as well. Then we also have had an Insight Connect where the senior leaders, especially women senior leaders who have been through an experience, similar experiences, they spend time with them. And we also ensure that they meet with the regional ambassadors. So this is basically the program overview of the Relaunch Your Career. And then we have the India Women Returnship Program. Now, India Women Returnship Program is something that we launched very recently. And this is exclusively focused on India. The program is designed to provide an opportunity to women on break to make a return to work. Now, this is basically focused for women who are from a junior to mid-management level. So, somebody who's into production to coming to more independent roles. So that's where we are looking at. And when we talk about the eligibility, so anyone who has a minimum of 3 months to 2 years of break, we look at that eligibility criteria. The best part about this program is these are full-time opportunities. So it's not about, looking at a 16-week kind of an internship and then converting them into full-time, but these from day one, they are full-timers. The program outline is somewhat similar to Relaunch Your Career, but since we are focusing more from in India per se, there are a few learnings that there are a few exclusive things that we have done slightly differently from a Relaunch Your Career program. So we do have a pre-joining engagement, and what we've ensured is that in the pre-joining engagement, we have the senior most leader as well, getting engaged with the returner. We have similar experience around onboarding, joining, and orientation. In terms of integrate, we have also ensured that there is going beyond the organizational and business overview. We have an internal support network. So there are a set of women who are experienced and who share their experiences, and these girls also go and share their experiences. So there is a kind of a support mechanism which basically synchronizes them within the organization very well, besides having a manager or a buddy and an HR business partner. Under learning and development, again, there have been focused interventions around technical or functional domain. And we have created, some of the learnings have been that we have created some curated learning paths, which are specifically meant only for these returners. Under Navigate, we have a coaching group. Now, this coaching is a group coaching, and this is also an individual coaching, but more focuses on a group coaching. And what we realized was that when we do a group coaching, there are a lot of things which actually come out, and we are able to give them the guidance and the relevant support. Some of them have been quite insightful, and we never realized that these could also be some of the things which are burning at the back of their mind. Then we have a leadership learning series where leaders come and they talk about various elements about the industry, market intelligence, about the organization itself, how their journey has been, how they have seen the organization changing, how women are playing an active role, how they have seen that, when they joined and over the years, how women's contribution in Mastercard has changed, and some of the prominent leaders that we have within the organization. There is story sharing, and then we have ensured that just that, Mastercard also believes in volunteering. We have a Force for Good program. They get a hands-on experience on volunteering and what are the different business resource groups. So what are we doing in the space of, let's say, adaptability, which is people with disabilities, or LGBTQ. So giving them those exposures and sensitizing them to the larger gamut of diversity and inclusion. So this is our basically India Women Returnship program. So these are the two primary programs that we have if we go with the program definition. But otherwise, what has happened in the due course of time is that our organization has really understood that it's not necessarily that when we have to have women on break, there is a program needed. Whenever we do a hiring, we ensure that if there is a candidature of a person who has been on a break, we do evaluate them very closely. And if they are suitable, if they meet from a merit perspective, then we do hire them, irrespective they are part of the program or not. We have had success stories, out of these programs, and we are happy to have them both in the program and outside the program. So this is what Mastercard has to offer when we talk about the returnee programs.
Thank you, Shweta, for your time. Really appreciate it.